I know I'm mostly preaching to the choir with what I'm about to say here, but I also know there's a couple stragglers, a couple people out there who insisted on saying that there was no difference between Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. And maybe neither of them are very good. I just think that, if I was a betting man, I would bet good money that Aiden O'Connell would not have been responsible for 4 turnovers today. And the Rams scored 0 points on offensive possessions that started after a punt, and the Rams scored 20 points on offensive possessions that started after a turnover. And the quarterback that played the majority of this game, Gardner Minshew, was responsible for every single turnover that happened. Yes, even the fumble, where some people would say you can't blame Gardner Minshew on that. It was a blindside hit. The quarterback is responsible for picking up the blitzes before the play's called or before the play is started and before the ball is snapped. You're looking to see this guy might come, shift the protection, leaving a tight end, leaving a running back. Aiden O'Connell did not get one blindside hit on him all last week anytime he's come in, because at the very least, he knows where the hits are coming from. And unfortunately, Aiden O'Connell goes down after a drive and a half. And our defense kept us in it for once. Not for once. The defense always keeps us in it. And anyone that complains about the defense is you got to look at yourself in the mirror. But the defense forced turnovers, which is something they don't usually do. And we got lucky with a missed field goal and a missed extra point, which is a thing or a concept that happens a lot to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They sort of muddy up the games, and they force turnovers, and they score when they absolutely need to. And this is what I've been saying. If we're going to win games with Gardner Minshew, we're going to have to Pittsburgh Steelers our way to wins. Force timely turnovers, get a little bit lucky, and score when we need to. And when Nate Hobbs didn't score a touchdown on that pick, I was like, that's going to be a problem. And to be honest with you, even though the game was close at the end and I was locked in the whole time and I was rooting and I was jumping up and down, to me, this game became instantly unwatchable the second Aiden O'Connell came out of the game. And it's visibly obvious that Gardner Minshew is a step below Aiden. Just from a pure arm strength and decision-making standpoint, he just doesn't know what's going on. And I do not think it's hyperbolic to say, as a starter, meaning a quarterback who started like a lot of games for one particular team, like 5, 6, 7 games, not like a backup who came in and had to start a few games, like starters. This is the worst quarterback play from a Raiders starting quarterback since Jamarcus Russell. I think we would have won more games with Bruce Gradkowski. I think we would have won more games with Terrell Pryor or Matt McGloin. I think we would have won more games with rookie Derek Carr or Carson Palmer. I think we would have won more games with anyone. Jason Campbell, not named Gardner Minshew. Jimmy Garoppolo, the backup quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams, was not this bad. The quarterback was responsible and accounted for 4 turnovers, and we lose a game 20-15. And when we drive down there, we can't get in the end zone. And the line wasn't great, but we were actually able to run the football. And we didn't have any weapons, I understand that, but neither do the Rams. 4 turnovers, and we lose by 5. If you think that Aiden O'Connell would have been responsible for 4 turnovers, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You're just wrong. And again, maybe it wouldn't matter because we go to play the Kansas City Chiefs next week. And if I was the GM or coach of this team, under any circumstances can Gardner Minshew play in that game. If Aiden's ready to go somehow, I don't know if it's just a hairline fracture or if it's a real clean break for his thumb, he needs to play. If he's not ready to play, get Carter Bradley ready. If Carter Bradley isn't ready, go get Ryan Tannehill sitting on the couch somewhere in Tennessee probably. You cannot win another football game if Gardner Minshew is your quarterback, especially without Devontae and Jacoby. That shit's not happening. And people told me it could get worse with Aiden. No, dude. It's never this bad. Every time he steps on the field, he's a walking, living, breathing turnover. And people, I've got people throwing at me today saying, you just like Aiden, you just like Aiden. I don't give a rat's ass about Aiden O'Connell. He's not going to be our starter next year. It's about playing the better players. And I don't like this to be an I told you so moment because we're all pissed. But it just is what it is. Aiden is the better player. He manages the game. He doesn't put the ball in harm's way. He had a pick last week when we were down multiple scores in the fourth quarter. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that we can win some of these games, and now we got to play the Chiefs next week. Is anybody excited to watch that game with Gardner Minshew being the quarterback? I don't know. This is. I haven't felt like this in a long, long time. Like, even the 6-11 McDaniels here was not like this. And I don't know if it's on AP. I mean, we've dealt with 100 million injuries, and the quarterback play has been terrible. I don't know what to do. I mean, you have to give Antonio Pierce the year. It doesn't solve anything to fire him. The only thing it does is get you ready to find a new coach earlier. But you can just do that while he's still here. I don't think he should be fired, but I get the frustration. I thought Luke Getsy was pretty good today up in the box. I thought that made a noticeable difference. He was able to call more consistent running plays. And, you know, his starting quarterback goes down, and he didn't know what to do with Gardner out there. He did the best he could. He tried to get the ball out of his hands quickly. We cannot push the ball down the field at all with Noodle Arm in the game. And I thought Getsy was okay. I mean, Brock Bowers is a stud. We know this. Alexander Madison is clearly the best running back. I mean, I don't understand. Alexander Madison is clearly better than Zamir White, and we just play him. So I don't know why people are like, it doesn't matter. They both suck. It's like, sorry, guys, but if Aiden played this whole game, we win this game. It just is what it is. He's not turning the ball over 4 times. He's just not. Played last year, the last 4 games, he threw 8 touchdowns, 1 pick. He knows where the blitzes are coming. He knows how to slide the protection. He knows how to play the quarterback position. Maybe not well, but he knows it. Gardner Minshew is not a quarterback. He's a guy back there just throwing the ball around. So, hopefully Aiden can go next week because it looks like the Chiefs are going to win this game because Brock Purdy stinks. And so does Mahomes, by the way. They both stink this year. The Chiefs will be undefeated. We're the last team to have beaten them. Nobody thought we could beat them last year, and we did. And the quarterback didn't complete a pass after the first quarter, so maybe it'll happen again because Gardner Minshew is not going to play well enough to win next week. Why would any of us even remotely think that we could win that game next week? If the defense plays as well as they've been playing, we have a shot if we don't turn the ball over, but we will if he starts. We will. He threw 3 picks today. We had a chance to go win that game, and he threw 3 picks and fumbled. How many turnovers does he have? Like 10 in 5 games? I don't know, man. I don't want to say I told you guys because I know most of you agree. Most level-headed Raider fans understand that Aiden's a better player, but I don't know. I'll be live on Bleacher Report tomorrow to recap this nightmare. This is a bad feeling. I mean, it just is helpless. There's just nothing you can do. It helps our draft status, I guess, to lose. I mean, I'm not rooting for us to lose games. I'm anti-tank. I've always been. I don't really know what to say. This is going to be hard to make videos. Not hard in terms of like, I'm too sad to make a video, but it's going to be hard to talk about what's going on because it's just the same stuff. It's just Gardner Minshew's terrible. And if we don't turn the ball over, we probably win a lot of these games. But we just keep turning the ball over. You know? And then we finally first force a turnover, we can't capitalize on it. I'd love for Nate Hobbs to have scored, but he didn't, and we got to find a way to get in. And we were down there, and we didn't. And maybe we go for it and score, but instead, we get a false start. And penalties are racking up, and that's kind of on AP. So maybe AP is partially to blame. Maybe Telesco is partially to blame, but Telesco had a great draft, and I'm assuming that he's going to pick the right guy quarterback. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, this sucks. And it's pretty clear that Aiden's better than Gardner. Just is what it is. If you think differently, then you're wrong. I don't know what else to tell you. You're lost. Like Obi-Wan said to Anakin, you are lost. So, thanks for watching. I hit 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate it. I'm going to make a separate video about that soon. And what do I have to say? Join that Discord. Link is in the description below. We're all in there being sad. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. You know what you get. You get your name at the end of the credits. You get ad-free versions of the videos. You get exclusive content. You get videos early. I already said all this. I'm at a loss for words, really. Please be sure to subscribe. It's free out there on the charts to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. And I'm sorry that you have to watch this.